Season fast approaching. That means you're going to want some tasty marinades to try out this spring and summer. Look no further than Taos-based Chimichurri, here with more on their unique marinade and what inspired them to create it. Brett Burden and Carla. Carla, I have to ask you, can you say your last name for us?
Oh, yes, paella kale.
Do you see why I opted out of that? So let's get right into it. Tell me, what inspired you guys to make these different marinades?
First of all, when I moved to the United States, I started making the chimichurri just to keep the tradition in my family.
Okay, and where are you from? Let's start
I'm
there.
from Argentina.
Okay, so Argentina-based, came here, and you said, you know
Yes.
what, you guys need to spice a little bit of Argentina spice in your life, right?
Yeah, actually, we always have homemade chimichurri in home. And that's why I just started making in my house too, for my kids, my husband. And after start working and start sharing with my friends and coworkers, and everybody was in love with chimichurri.
Brett, what did you think about it?
Oh yeah, I lived down in Argentina for 5 or 6 years,
Okay.
and that's where Carla and I met. And down there, you eat it on everything. It's on every table. It's in the steakhouses. It's a big part. It's like to them down there, it's a condiment. It's not. It's not a marinade.
Did you think, you know what, I need to make this product available to other people? They need to experience this.
That and other people told us that we need to make this available to other people.
Okay.
And then when we finally took it to our local natural food store, Sid's up in Taos, and the owner said, "We love this stuff. We need to help you get it into a store," and he really helped us get our feet on the ground.
So you guys first started with the authentic recipe, right? This is
Yep.
from your family's
Yes.
recipe. What is in it that makes it different than other marinades?
What's really specific that makes this really nice is that it's an acidified food, and an acidified food means that it's a really low pH.
Okay.
And that low pH, when you use it as a marinade, especially with meat, it's going to help break down the fiber of the meat and make it really, really tender. And because it doesn't have any sugars in it, you don't have to worry about keeping it on the meat for a length of time. It's not going to have that tendency to caramelize like
Okay.
barbecue sauces do. So that means the meat can stay nice, moist, and tender the whole time.
Okay, yeah, because often, you know, maybe you do put barbecue on it. If you don't put enough, sometimes it burns,
Exactly.
and
Yep.
that kind of ruins
Yeah,
it a little
exactly.
bit. You get that crusty, burnt
Exactly,
taste to it.
and that's one of the beauties of this is that you can use it the whole way through the cooking process, and it doesn't have that tendency. You don't have to keep an eagle eye on your meat while you're trying to cook it.
Okay, so you started with the authentic recipe,
Yep.
then you moved over to this,
Yeah,
getting a little kick, right?
Exactly. Naturally, here in New Mexico, folks would ask us a lot, "Is it spicy?" And it wasn't. And so the next question was, "Why isn't it spicy?" And so we started making a habanero version. Originally, we were a little hesitant to make a habanero version because we thought a lot of people would associate it with it being just super, super spicy, and we didn't want that. But we tried our recipe with a whole bunch of different chilies, and nothing really popped for us. And when we made the habanero, and when Carla said, "Wow, that is fantastic," we knew we had something.
Yeah. I noticed you brought some ribs. You're going to show us in the next hour how to actually marinate
Yep.
the ribs. But how much do you think, would you, maybe a quarter of the bottle per
For something
rack
like
of
that,
ribs?
yeah, a quarter of a bottle per rack of ribs would be real good. I'm doing 20 or 30 pieces of chicken with one bottle. It
So
goes a long way.
It really lasts.
It really lasts and goes a long way. And it's because it is a really good, strong flavor, it really brings the flavor to all that meat.
You know, and I'm the type where I don't think it really needs to be that spicy. Sometimes you just need a good marinade
Exactly.
to give that great flavor.
Exactly. And the nice thing about this is it doesn't overpower the flavor of the meat. Like a barbecue sauce or teriyakis, typically when you're eating those, everything tastes like teriyaki. Or
Right.
this really, what we say, it complements the flavor of the meat. It doesn't really cover it up.
Now, can you also use these as dipping sauces?
Oh yeah, dipping sauces. Because it's an oil and vinegar base, we have a lot of folks that use it as a salad dressing.
Okay. Oh,
Great on
that's
veggies. I
interesting.
prepared some portobello mushrooms, which is one of the standard we do in our house, which are super simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you use it? I know, you know, a lot of times we have, you know, oil-based dipping for maybe bread or toast.
Oh yeah.
Is that great?
We'll actually bake it in our bread.
Oh, that sounds delicious,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
You know, and it really does smell good. Even though it's already cooked, we didn't
Yep.
cook it here. It smells delicious
Yeah,
here.
we get that a lot. When we do our demos at Whole Foods and places like that, we get people walking from across the parking lot and across the store say, "Where is that smell coming from?"
Following the smell, right?
I've been looking everywhere for where that's coming from, and when they find us, they love it.
So you mentioned Whole Foods? Is
Yes.
that where you guys
Whole
sell?
Foods, La Montanita, Keller Farms. We're in Smith's up in Taos and Smith's in Los Alamos, and we've been approved to get into all the Smiths here in the Albuquerque area.
And that's what I love, is you guys are locally based,
Yes.
Taos based.
Yes. Taos-based. What's really nice is Taos, Santa Fe, Albuquerque, the communities really do a great job of supporting locally made food. And when we get the word out that we're locally made, people really want to get after it.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us. You know, let me show the label really fast in case you guys are wondering. This is what you're looking for if you want to try it out. Whole Foods, one of the locations that you can pick it up. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
No, thank you.
You bet. Stick around. They're going to be here in the next hour. We'll be right back.